All right, let's talk about something that can either be your biggest headache or, honestly, your best friend: the social science syllabus. We're going to dive right in and turn this whole thing from a confusing list into a super clear roadmap for success.
Yeah, I know. You see something like this, a wall of text with chapters, marks, special notes, and it's easy to just feel overwhelmed. But stick with me. We're going to break this down together piece by piece and make it totally manageable, simple.
So here's how we're going to do it. Think of this as a guided tour. First, we'll look at the overall blueprint, the big picture. Then, we'll take a tour through political science. After that, we're off on an economics expedition. And to wrap it all up, we'll tackle what I'm calling the interdisciplinary mission. That's your project work. 4 quick stops, and you'll get the whole picture.
Okay, first things first, the blueprint. Before we get into all the nitty-gritty details, we have to understand the basic structure. What's the overall shape of this course, and how is everything weighted? Let's find out. And here it is, the core structure. You've got 2 big players, political science and economics. But look closer. The most important thing on this slide, the balance. Both are worth exactly 20 marks. What does that tell you? It's screaming that you need to give equal time and focus to both. You can't just hide out in your favorite subject if you want a great score.
All right, now that we've got that big picture sorted, let's start the first leg of our journey. It's time for our tour of political science. Let's see exactly what topics you'll be covering here.
So, here's your path. The tour kicks off with some really foundational ideas, like power sharing and federalism. From there, it gets into the stuff we see every day: gender, religion, caste, and, of course, political parties. And where does it all lead? It all builds up to answering that huge question: what are the real outcomes of democracy? See that flow? It's a really logical path from theory to what's happening in the real world.
Okay, we've wrapped up our political science tour. Now, let's switch gears and get ready for our economics expedition. We're moving from the world of political structures into the world of economic development, money, and global trade. It's a whole new territory to explore. And this is your map for that expedition. We'll start with the big idea of development. Then we'll zoom right into the sectors of the Indian economy. After that, we're exploring money and credit, and then we pull back to look at globalization. But wait, look at that last one, consumer rights. See how it's specifically marked for project work? That's a super important detail, and we'll circle back to it, for sure.
Now, speaking of globalization, this chapter has a really unique structure. Your syllabus is basically giving you a cheat sheet here. It tells you that the core concepts, like what even is globalization and what factors made it happen, that's what's going to be on your main exam. But then the more hands-on topics, things like the World Trade Organization or the fight for fair globalization, that stuff is specifically for your interdisciplinary project. You've got to pay close attention to that split.
And that brings us to our final, and maybe the most crucial mission of all: getting a handle on this project work. This is not just some little add-on, okay? This is where they're asking you to stop just memorizing and start thinking like a real social scientist, connecting ideas from all over the place.
So let's talk numbers. The project is worth 5 marks. Now, I know that might not sound like a huge number, but trust me, these are absolutely critical, internally assessed marks. They can easily be the difference between one grade and the next.
And what exactly is it? Well, the syllabus defines it perfectly. It's a project designed to connect concepts across different subjects. The magic word there is interdisciplinary. This is your chance to show how a topic from economics and a topic from political science can actually talk to each other. So this really gets us to the most important point, right? It's not just about what you know anymore. The real question is, how do you apply what you know? How can you take an idea from one chapter and use it to shed light on something in a totally different chapter? And that's really the big takeaway from all of this. Your syllabus isn't just a boring checklist of things to memorize. It's a map. Each chapter is a different place on that map. And your project? Well, that's your mission, to draw the roads that connect them all. When you do that, you see the entire landscape in a whole new way. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Using that same interdisciplinary thinking we've been talking about, how might what you learn about political parties in one unit actually influence or help explain the struggle for a fair globalization from your economics project? Seriously, think about it. That's the kind of thinking that takes you from being a good student to being a great one.